There be, with auxiliaries. Can. There can be. There cannot be equals, there cannot be equals, there can't be. Can there be? What can there be? There can be a box on the table in the kitchen. Don't put it away, please. There can't be anything in the fridge. We must go shopping. Can there be a solution for my problem? Yes, there can. No, there can't. What can there be under that carpet? Do you think it is a mouse? Could. Past and conditional. There could be. There could not be equals, there couldn't be. Could there be? What could there be? There could be somebody at the door last night. He or she left a package on the doormat. Past. There could be a large picture on the opposite wall, and it would cover that ugly part on it. Conditional. There couldn't be a big book in his bag. It wasn't heavy at all. Past. There couldn't be a man in the middle of the road, now, when peak time starts. Conditional. Could there be a friend of yours at the supermarket yesterday at 5 p.m.? I think I saw him. Yes, there could. No, there couldn't. Past. Could there be a voice recorder on your desk during this lecture? Conditional. How much milk could there be in the fridge last night? Past. How many books could there be on the second level of the shelves? Past and conditional. May. There may be. There may not be. May there be? What may there be? There may be a present under the Christmas tree. Go and check. There may not be enough time to finish this project, so we can't stop now. May there be a free taxi at the railway station? How many people may there be in the building? Might. There might be. There might not be. May there be? What may there be? There might be a great prize in the competition, so what about a try? There might not be a solution to this problem, so I don't want to waste any more time on that. Might there be 2,000 calories in the cake I have eaten? Oh, I think I have to go jogging tonight. Might there be a way to get there on time? Will. There will be equals, there'll be. There will not be equals, there won't be. Will there be? What will there be? There will be a chair at the table soon. There won't be anybody at school on Sunday. Will there be a dog in the garden? What will there be in the box? Would. There would be. There would not be equals, there wouldn't be. Would there be? What would there be? There would be more time for the job if you asked for it. There wouldn't be any paintings on your walls if I hadn't helped you choose them. Would there be an empty seat for me to sit down? I'm a bit tired. What would there be in your CV if you wanted to send it for a foreign firm? Should. There should be. There should not be equals, there shouldn't be. Should there be? What should there be? There should be some money in my purse, but there isn't any. There shouldn't be a car in front of our front door. Should there be a leader for our group? What should there be in a welcome home speech? Ought to. There ought to be. There ought not to be equals, there oughtn't to be. Ought there to be? What ought there to be? There ought to be a clever pupil in every class. There ought not to be a smoker among the sportsmen. Ought there to be a mouse on your hat? What ought there to be in my lunchbox? Some eggs and a slice of bread. Used to. There used to be. There did not used to be equals, there didn't used to be. Did there used to be? What did there used to be? There used to be a lake near our house. Now it is a park with trees. There didn't used to be so many cars on the roads. Did there used to be many students in this summer camp? How many children used to be in your neighborhood when you were younger? Need to. There need to be, with plural. There needs to be, with singular. There do not need to be equals, there don't need to be, with plural. There does not need to be equals, there doesn't need to be, with singular. Do there need to be? With plural. Does there need to be? With singular. What does there need to be? With singular. What do there need to be? With plural. There needs to be a key to this door somewhere in the room. There don't need to be any tools for this machine to mend. Does there need to be some petrol in a hybrid car? What does there need to be in a modern home? Must, necessity, certainty, likelihood. There must be. There must not be equals, there mustn't be, to forbid. Closing parenthesis. Must there be? What must there be? There must be some taxis available at the airport and we can go in 'em into the town center. Certainty, likelihood. There mustn't be anybody in the prohibited area. To forbid. Closing parenthesis. Must there be a big backpack in the rear seat? It should be put under the seat. Necessity. What must there be in this cake according to the recipe? Necessity. Have to. There have to be, with plural. There has to be, with singular. There do not have to be equals, there don't have to be, with plural. There does not have to be equals, there doesn't have to be, with singular. Do there have to be? With plural. What do there have to be? With plural. Does there have to be? With singular. What does there have to be? With singular. There have to be some pens and pencils in your pencil case. There has to be a guard in front of the door. There doesn't have to be a map in the bag. I know the way to our hotel. There don't have to be any chairs at the table, because we won't sit down. Does there have to be some salt and pepper on the table? I can't find a place for them. Does there have to be a fan in the bathroom? There is a small window so you can air by opening it. What kind of books there have to be on a scientist's bookshelf? What there has to be in a hiker's backpack? Must have plus past participle. There must have been, only affirmative. There must have been some eye victims at the scene of the accident. Can't have plus past participle. There can't have been, only negative. There can't have been a mouse in the flat. The previous owners had a couple of cats. Could have plus past participle. There could have been. There could not have to be equals, there couldn't have to be. Could there have been? What could there have been? There could have been a terrible accident if they hadn't warned you. There couldn't have been worse ideas than the ones the boss told us. Could there have been flowers in the painting if I had told you to paint some? What could there have been in the zoo if they had had much more money for exotic animals? May have plus past participle. There may have been. There may not have been. May there have been. What may there have been? There may have been a Santa Claus at the shopping center, but I didn't see one. There may not have been a screwdriver at home, and that's why he used a knife for mending the toaster. May there have been a big red box in the garage. I think I saw something like that in the morning, but I was in a hurry. What there may have been in that bag. It made a strange noise. Might have plus past participle. There might have been. There might not have been. Might there have been? What might there have been? There might have been a nail on the road that could make a hole in your tire. There might not have been anything in the wardrobe, which is why she bought some new clothes. Might there have been some peanuts in the cake? That could be an answer for his sickness after eating some. Would have plus past participle. There would have been. There would not have been equals there wouldn't have been. Would there have been? What would there have been? There would have been some great places to visit if we had had enough time to see them. There wouldn't have been any food for you for dinner if I hadn't left you some after lunch. Would there have been any questions you would have liked to ask after the lecture? What would there have been in the letter if you had finally written it? Should have plus past participle. There should have been. There should not have been equals there shouldn't have been. Should there have been? What should there have been? There should have been some money in the little box, but I couldn't find a coin. There shouldn't have been any sugar in the cake you made for the party. Should there have been some fruit juice for the kids at the party? How much water should there have been on the dog's plate in the morning? Ought to have plus past participle. There ought to have been. There ought not to have been equals there oughtn't to have been. Ought there to have been? What ought there to have been? There ought to have been some paper in the printer. I couldn't print my documents. There ought not to have been problems at the meeting, but we couldn't solve all our problems. Ought there to have been a teacher in the classroom to look after the pupils during the free lesson? What there ought to have been on the menu that they all would have eaten. Didn't need to. There didn't need to be. Equals it wasn't necessary, and we don't know if it was done. There didn't need to be any cups at the party because everybody was told to bring an own one. Needn't have plus past participle. There needn't have been. Equals it was unnecessary, and we know it was done. There needn't have been a lot of bottles of water in our car, because all the group members had brought themselves something to drink. Had to. There had to be. There did not have to be equals there didn't have to be. Did there have to be? What did there have to be? There had to be somebody to look after the kids during the party. There didn't have to be any cheese in the sandwiches. I put some cold cuts in them. Did there have to be sugar in the cake? Sorry, I can't have read the recipe carefully enough. What there had to be in the speech that had to make the audience happy. Be able to tilde, there is able to be. Have been able to tilde, there have been able to be. I haven't ever seen a sentence with these structures.